Have you ever noticed how the direction of your entire day changes based on the first thought you have in the morning? That's the power of mindset. It silently writes the script of your life before you even take your first step out of bed. Your mindset is like a lens through which you see the world. If that lens is cloudy with doubt, fear, or negativity, everything you look at seems harder, darker, and more distant. But if it's clear and filled with faith, hope, and determination, even challenges begin to look like opportunities. Mindset isn't something you're born with. It's something you build one thought at a time. Every experience, every failure, every victory, it all shapes the way you think. But here's the truth. You get to choose which thoughts you keep. You can choose to focus on what you can't control, or you can choose to focus on what you can improve. You can choose to let life happen to you, or you can choose to shape it with intention. If you constantly tell yourself you're not good enough, your mind starts to believe it and finds evidence to prove it. But if you tell yourself you can learn, you can grow, and you can improve, your mind starts to look for ways to make it true. The words you repeat to yourself each day are not just words. They are instructions to your brain, commands that influence your actions. That's why great thinkers and leaders, from ancient philosophers to modern authors, have all emphasized mastering the mind before mastering anything else. Books like The Power of Positive Thinking and Think and Grow Rich remind us that thoughts are like seeds. You can plant seeds of doubt or seeds of growth. Whichever you water, that's what will grow. If you water fear, you'll live in hesitation. If you water belief, you'll live in progress. Your mindset also controls your emotional weather. When your thoughts are strong and balanced, storms in life don't break you. They shape you. You start to see problems not as walls, but as tests. You stop blaming and start learning. You stop comparing and start creating. You stop waiting for luck and start working for purpose. Changing your mindset isn't about pretending everything is perfect. It's about training your mind to stay calm and confident, even when it isn't. It's about teaching yourself to say, I don't know how yet, but I will find a way. Every time you replace a limiting belief with an empowering one, you raise your own ceiling a little higher. So if you want to change your life, begin not with your habits, but with your thoughts. Feed your mind daily with positivity, growth, and gratitude. Read something that challenges your perspective. Listen to voices that uplift you. Speak words that strengthen you. Your outer world will never grow bigger than your inner one. When your mindset expands, everything else follows. In the end, your mind is the soil of your destiny. Protect it, nurture it, and plant wisely. Because what you think about every day becomes what you live every day, and eventually who you are. Discipline. That's the second thing you must work on every single day. Without it, even the best ideas and dreams fade away like smoke. You can have talent, ambition, and passion, but if you lack discipline, none of it will carry you very far. Discipline is what separates those who dream from those who do. It's the bridge between goals and achievements, between intention and reality. Think about it. Motivation can make you start, but discipline keeps you moving when motivation disappears. Motivation is like a spark. Discipline is the firewood that keeps the flame alive through the cold nights. There will be days when you feel tired, when you feel uninspired, when everything in you says, not today. But discipline whispers back, do it anyway. And that quiet decision, repeated enough times, transforms ordinary people into extraordinary ones. Discipline is not about punishment, it's about structure. It's about choosing long-term fulfillment over short-term pleasure. It's waking up early even when the bed feels warm. It's studying when everyone else is scrolling through their phones. It's showing up for your goals even when no one is watching. The truth is, discipline doesn't restrict you, it frees you. It frees you from regret, from excuses, from that sinking feeling of, I could have done more. People often think successful individuals are naturally gifted or lucky, but in most cases, they simply built a habit of showing up. Whether it's mastering a language, improving a skill, or building a business, the secret is the same: consistent effort, day after day, step after step. In his book, Can't Hurt Me, David Goggins writes about how discipline reshaped his life, teaching him to go beyond his limits. That's what discipline does. It redefines what's possible for you. Discipline also builds confidence. Every time you keep a promise to yourself, you strengthen your self-trust. You start to believe in your own word. And once you believe in yourself deeply, you stop waiting for external motivation because you've built something stronger, self-respect. So make discipline your daily companion. Create small habits and protect them fiercely. Set clear goals, but more importantly, set a routine that moves you closer to them. You don't have to do everything at once. Just start small and stay steady. Because success doesn't come from what you do occasionally. It comes from what you do consistently. And remember, discipline isn't about being perfect. It's about being persistent. It's about showing up again and again, even when you fail, even when it's hard. Every time you choose discipline over distraction, you take control of your future. Every time you push through, you become stronger than you were yesterday. Discipline isn't just a skill. It's a way of living. It's the quiet strength that says, I will keep going. And that one decision repeated daily can change the entire direction of your life. Emotional control. This is the third thing you must work on every single day, because no matter how strong, talented, or intelligent you are, if you can't control your emotions will control you, and when they do, they'll pull you away from peace, clarity, and purpose. Life isn't about avoiding storms, it's about learning to stay calm in the middle of them. Think about how many times anger, fear, or frustration has made you say or do something you later regretted. Those moments aren't signs of weakness. They're reminders that emotions are powerful forces, and when we don't guide them, they can guide us in the wrong direction. Emotional control doesn't mean ignoring how you feel. It means understanding your feelings without letting them take over. It's the ability to pause before reacting, to breathe before speaking, and to choose wisdom over impulse. In life, people will test your patience. Circumstances will test your strength. You'll face disappointments, misunderstandings, and unexpected setbacks. But emotional control is what allows you to respond with grace instead of rage, with focus instead of panic. When your emotions are calm, your mind becomes clear, and a clear mind makes better choices. The philosopher Epictetus once said that no man is free who is not master of himself. That's the truth. Freedom begins inside. If anger, envy, or fear can easily take control of you, then you're not free, no matter how successful you appear to be. Learning emotional control is learning self-mastery. It's choosing peace over chaos and perspective over pride. One of the best ways to build emotional control is through awareness. When something upsets you, ask yourself, why is this affecting me so deeply? What can I learn from this? Most of the time, emotions are signals pointing to deeper truths, insecurities, unhealed memories, or unrealistic expectations. Understanding them helps you grow instead of being ruled by them. Another key to emotional balance is gratitude. When you focus on what's going right, it's harder to be consumed by what's wrong. Gratitude grounds you. It keeps you centered even when everything around you feels uncertain. It reminds you that life isn't always perfect, but there's always something worth appreciating. Emotional control also means refusing to let other people's negativity define your mood. You can't stop others from being unkind, but you can stop yourself from carrying their energy. Protect your peace like it's your most valuable possession, because it is. There's great power in calmness. Calmness is not weakness. It's quiet strength. It's standing firm when the world shakes. It's smiling when others expect you to break. When you control your emotions, you become unshakable, not because life gets easier, but because you become stronger. So every day, remind yourself, I can't control everything, but I can control how I respond. That single truth can turn chaos into clarity and pain into growth. Emotional control isn't about being cold or indifferent. It's about being wise, steady, and grounded. Because when you master your emotions, you master your life. Gratitude, the fourth thing you must work on every single day. It might sound simple, but gratitude has the power to completely transform how you experience life. Most people think happiness leads to gratitude, but it's actually the other way around. Gratitude leads to happiness. When you focus on what's right, what's working, and what's beautiful in your life, your perspective shifts from scarcity to abundance. You start seeing not what's missing, but what's already there. Gratitude is more than just saying thank you. It's a way of thinking, a habit of the heart. It's choosing to look for light even when the world feels dark. It's remembering that no matter how small, there's always something to be thankful for. A warm meal, a kind word, a lesson learned, or simply another sunrise to begin again. Every day gives you two choices: to complain or to be grateful. Complaints drain your energy. Gratitude renews it. When you complain, you focus on what's lacking. When you're grateful, you attract more of what you appreciate. It's like tuning your mind to a higher frequency where joy, peace, and optimism live. You start to notice blessings you once overlooked, the people who support you, the opportunities that come your way, the strength that helped you through hard times. Many great thinkers have spoken about gratitude as the foundation of a fulfilling life. In The Magic by Rhonda Byrne, the author explains how writing down 10 things you're grateful for each morning can rewire your mind to focus on abundance instead of lack. It's not magic, it's mindset. What you consistently focus on grows, and gratitude focuses you on growth, kindness, and contentment. Gratitude also softens the heart. It reminds you that you didn't get here alone, that life is a collection of silent helps, unseen moments of grace, and second chances. When you practice gratitude, pride fades and humility blooms. You begin to treat others with more patience and compassion because you realize how much you too have received. Even in pain, gratitude can be your anchor. It doesn't deny the hardship, it transforms it. Instead of asking, "Why is this happening to me?" you begin to ask, "What is this teaching me?" That single question can turn suffering into strength, loss into wisdom, and endings into new beginnings. You can start small. Each night before you sleep, think of 3 things that made your day better, no matter how minor they seem. Maybe it was someone's smile, a moment of laughter, or a quiet cup of tea after a long day. When you make this a daily ritual, your mind slowly learns to see the good, even when life feels tough. Gratitude doesn't mean pretending everything is perfect. It means recognizing that life, even with its flaws, is still a gift. When you wake up thankful, you carry a calm confidence through your day. Problems still come, but they no longer control your spirit. Gratitude gives you the strength to say, "This is not the end. This is part of the journey." So practice gratitude every single day. Speak it, write it, feel it, because the more you give thanks, the more reasons life gives you to be thankful. Gratitude doesn't change what you have. It changes how you see what you have. And when your eyes open to that truth, every day becomes a little brighter, every challenge a little lighter, and every moment a little more meaningful. Your physical health, the 5th thing you must work on every single day. It's easy to overlook it, especially when life gets busy and goals feel more mental or emotional than physical. But the truth is, your body is the vehicle that carries your dreams. You can't run toward your purpose if your body is too tired to take the next step. No matter how strong your will is, if your body lacks energy, everything slows down. Taking care of your health isn't about chasing perfection. It's about showing respect for the body that serves you every single day. It's about realizing that how you feel physically affects how you think, how you act, and how you see the world. When you eat well, move daily, and rest properly, your mind becomes sharper, your emotions steadier, and your motivation stronger. Your body and mind are deeply connected. A tired body creates a tired spirit. But when you move, when you exercise, walk, stretch, or breathe deeply, you send a signal to your brain that you are alive, capable, and in control. Even 10 minutes of movement can shift your mood and renew your energy. You don't need to be an athlete to care for yourself. You just need to be consistent. The goal isn't intensity, it's sustainability. In Atomic Habits, James Clear writes that small daily improvements lead to remarkable results over time. The same principle applies to health. You don't need to overhaul your entire lifestyle in a day. Start with small steps. Drink more water, take the stairs, spend less time sitting, sleep a little earlier, eat 1 more healthy meal each day. Small actions compound into big transformations. And don't forget rest. In a world that celebrates hustle, rest has become underrated. But rest isn't laziness, it's recovery. Your muscles rebuild when you sleep. Your mind resets. Your emotions settle. Skipping rest doesn't make you stronger. It makes you slower and more fragile. True discipline includes knowing when to pause. Health isn't only physical, it's also emotional and mental. Stress, anxiety, and negativity can quietly wear down your energy just as much as junk food or exhaustion can, so take care of your inner world too. Breathe deeply, go outside, spend time in silence. Let your body feel sunlight, fresh air, and stillness. These are small but powerful ways to reset your nervous system and refill your energy. Remember this: wealth means nothing without health. Success loses its shine when your body feels weak. You don't have to be in perfect shape, but you do have to be in caring shape, strong enough to live, to work, to dream, and to serve. So every day, do something kind for your body. Stretch, move, drink water, rest well, eat clean food. Your future self will thank you because your body is not just a vessel, it's your foundation. Treat it with care, and it will give you the energy, confidence, and strength to chase every dream in your heart. Focus. The sixth thing you must work on every single day. In today's world, attention has become one of the rarest and most valuable resources. We live surrounded by noise, screens, and endless distractions pulling us in every direction. Every message, notification, and headline is competing for a piece of your mind, but the truth is, if you give your focus to everything, you end up accomplishing nothing. Focus is power. It's the art of directing all your energy toward one meaningful target instead of scattering it across 1,000 small things. It's learning to say no to what doesn't matter so you can say yes to what truly does. People often think they lack time, but what they really lack is focus. You can have 24 hours in a day, but if you spend them chasing distractions, you'll end up exhausted and empty. Think of your mind like sunlight. When it's spread across a field, it warms things up, but when you focus it through a magnifying glass, it can ignite fire. That's what focus does. It multiplies your strength. The greatest thinkers, artists, and innovators didn't succeed because they did everything. They succeeded because they mastered the discipline of doing one thing deeply. In his book, Deep Work, Cal Newport explains that focused, undisturbed work is becoming increasingly rare, but also increasingly valuable. It's the kind of focus that allows you to think clearly, create meaningfully, and perform at your best. Every minute you spend focused on growth is an investment in your future self. But focus doesn't just happen. You must protect it. That means setting boundaries, turning off unnecessary notifications, saying no when something doesn't align with your goals, creating quiet moments where your mind can think, plan, and imagine without interruption. Focus thrives in simplicity and dies in chaos. Focus also requires clarity. You can't focus if you don't know what truly matters. Take time each day to remind yourself of your priorities. Ask yourself, what's the most important thing I can do right now? And give it your full attention. Whether it's studying, working on a project, or improving a skill, do it with your whole heart. Even 30 minutes of deep focus is worth more than hours of distracted effort. When you learn to focus, you not only become more productive, you become more peaceful. You stop rushing, you stop feeling pulled in 100 directions. You begin to experience the quiet satisfaction of progress, and slowly your confidence grows because you start seeing results from your concentrated effort. The world will always try to steal your attention, but your focus is your freedom. It's what allows you to steer your own life instead of drifting aimlessly through it. So train your focus like a muscle. Strengthen it daily. Practice being fully present in what you do. When you talk, listen fully. When you read, read deeply. When you work, work intentionally. Because in the end, greatness isn't built through endless activity. It's built through deliberate focus. And the person who learns to focus, even for a few hours a day, will always move faster, think clearer, and live better than the one who never learns to concentrate at all. Relationships. The seventh thing you must work on every single day. No matter how independent or ambitious you are, you can't build a meaningful life alone. Every dream, every goal, every achievement is touched in some way by the people around you. Relationships are like mirrors. They reflect who you are, what you value, and how you grow. The quality of your life is often shaped by the quality of your connections. In a world that celebrates independence, we sometimes forget that we are wired for connection. You can have all the success in the world, but if you have no one to share it with, it feels empty. Real happiness comes not just from achievement, but from belonging, from knowing that you are seen, understood, and valued. That's why relationships deserve daily effort, patience, and care. Working on your relationships begins with one simple truth. To attract good people, you must first become one. Be the friend you wish you had. Be the person who listens without judging, who helps without expecting, who encourages others to rise instead of competing to pull them down. Every act of kindness builds trust, and every word of respect strengthens the invisible threads that connect hearts. Not every relationship will last forever, and that's okay. Some people come into your life to teach you lessons, not to stay for the whole journey, but even those temporary connections can leave you wiser and more compassionate. What matters is how you show up, with honesty, kindness, and authenticity. Surround yourself with people who lift you higher. Energy is contagious. Spend too much time around negativity and you'll start to feel heavy, but spend time with those who inspire, challenge, and believe in you, and you'll find yourself growing in ways you never imagined. Choose your circle wisely. Your environment shapes your standards more than you realize. In How to Win Friends and Influence People, Dale Carnegie reminds us that people don't care how much you know until they know how much you care. Simple acts, remembering someone's name, showing genuine interest, offering appreciation can build bridges that last a lifetime. True influence isn't about power. It's about empathy. It's about making others feel important and valued. Also, don't forget to work on your relationship with yourself. It's the foundation of all others. If you don't respect or love yourself, you'll struggle to form healthy bonds with anyone else. Speak to yourself with kindness. Forgive your mistakes. Celebrate your progress. When you treat yourself well, you naturally attract relationships built on respect, not need. Conflict will happen even with those you love most, but emotional maturity means choosing understanding over ego. Instead of arguing to win, listen to learn. Sometimes peace is more powerful than being right. Relationships aren't built in grand moments. They're built in small, consistent ones. A quick message, a sincere compliment, a moment of listening. These tiny gestures become the threads that weave strong connections. So every day, make time to nurture your relationships, express gratitude, offer encouragement, spend time with people who make you better, and be that person for others. Because at the end of life, it's not what we owned or achieved that matters most. It's who we loved and how deeply we loved them. Self-education, the 8th thing you must work on every single day. The world is changing faster than ever before, and those who stop learning get left behind. Your mind is your greatest asset, and what you feed it determines how far you go. School might give you a foundation, but it's self-education that builds your future. Every book you read, every skill you learn, every lesson you absorb adds a new tool to your life's toolbox. Knowledge is no longer limited to classrooms or degrees. It's everywhere, hidden in books, podcasts, experiences, and even failures. The people who continue to learn grow stronger, sharper, and wiser. They don't wait for opportunity. They prepare for it. They understand that learning isn't a task, it's a lifelong journey. In his book, The 5 a.m. Club, Robin Sharma says that the moment you stop learning, you stop leading. And he's right. Continuous learning keeps your mind young and your vision fresh. It opens your eyes to new ways of thinking, new solutions, and new paths. Even reading 10 pages a day can expand your perspective in ways that change how you think and live. Self-education isn't just about collecting facts. It's about developing understanding. It's learning how to think, not just what to think. It's the curiosity to ask why and the courage to challenge your own assumptions. When you feed your mind with new ideas, you begin to see opportunities where others see obstacles. But learning also requires humility. You can't learn if you believe you already know everything. Growth begins the moment you admit there's more to discover. Every person you meet, no matter their background or status, can teach you something valuable if you're willing to listen. You don't need to study for hours a day. What matters is consistency. Dedicate a small part of each day to learning. Read a few pages, watch something educational, practice a new skill, or reflect on what you've learned from your experiences. Knowledge compounds, just like interest. The more you invest in your mind, the richer your life becomes. And remember, wisdom grows when knowledge is applied. It's not enough to know, you must do. Read about communication, but then go practice it. Study success habits, but then live them. Learn emotional intelligence, but then show empathy. Self-education becomes transformation only when you act on what you learn. Some of the greatest leaders in history, people like Abraham Lincoln, Benjamin Franklin, and Malcolm X, were largely self-taught. They didn't wait for permission to learn. They made learning their daily discipline. You can do the same. The internet has placed the entire world's knowledge at your fingertips. The question is not whether you can learn. The question is whether you will. Every new skill, every new piece of wisdom, every new perspective you gain makes you more capable, more confident, and more prepared for life's challenges. So read something daily. Learn from people who inspire you. Study your craft. Reflect on your mistakes. Let learning become as natural to you as breathing. Because when you keep learning, you keep growing. And when you keep growing, life never becomes stagnant. It becomes an ever-expanding adventure. Purpose, the ninth thing you must work on every single day. Without purpose, even success feels empty. You can have money, recognition, and comfort, but if you don't know why you're doing what you're doing, something inside you will always feel incomplete. Purpose gives direction to your energy and meaning to your effort. It's the invisible compass that keeps you moving forward when motivation fades and the road gets hard. Every person has a unique purpose, a reason they were born, something that only they can give to the world. It doesn't always reveal itself in one grand moment. Sometimes it unfolds slowly, through experiences, through mistakes, through quiet realizations. You don't find your purpose by sitting and waiting. You discover it by living, by exploring, by serving others, and by paying attention to what makes your heart come alive. Ask yourself, what makes me feel deeply fulfilled? What kind of work gives me peace, even when it's hard? What do I want my life to stand for? The answers to these questions point toward your purpose. It may not be something loud or world-changing. It could be as simple as teaching, creating, healing, guiding, or inspiring others through your example. Purpose isn't always about greatness in the eyes of the world. It's about significance in the eyes of your soul. When you live with purpose, even the smallest actions feel meaningful. Waking up early, studying, working hard, all of it becomes more than routine. It becomes part of something bigger. Purpose gives your pain a reason, your struggles a direction, and your victories a sense of humility. It reminds you that you're part of something larger than yourself. Many people wander through life feeling lost because they chase goals without understanding the why behind them. They achieve one thing after another, yet still feel unsatisfied. Purpose fills that emptiness. It gives you clarity when you're confused, strength when you're tired, and hope when life feels heavy. In Man's Search for Meaning, Viktor Frankl wrote that those who have a why to live can bear almost any how. Purpose gives you endurance. It turns obstacles into teachers and failures into stepping stones. When you know why you're doing something, quitting stops being an option. But purpose is not just about self-fulfillment, it's also about contribution. True purpose always includes others. It's about leaving people better than you found them, about using your gifts to make a difference, however small. When you live beyond yourself, you start to feel a deeper kind of joy, one that no achievement alone can give. If you're unsure of your purpose, start by serving where you are. Help someone. Share your knowledge. Create something useful. Often, your purpose will find you in the act of giving. The more you give of yourself, the clearer your why becomes. Purpose doesn't guarantee an easy life, but it guarantees a meaningful one. It gives you a reason to rise every morning, to keep going even when life gets tough. So every day, remind yourself of what matters most. Align your actions with your values. Live with intention, not just routine. Because in the end, purpose is not found in the noise of the world. It's found in the quiet conviction of your heart. When you live by that, every day becomes a chapter of something meaningful and your life becomes a message worth remembering. Kindness. The 10th thing you must work on every single day. In a world that often feels cold, fast, and self-centered, kindness is a quiet revolution. It doesn't make headlines, but it changes lives. It's not weakness, it's strength in its purest form. Kindness doesn't cost much, yet its impact can be greater than anything money could ever buy. Every person you meet is fighting a battle you can't see. A kind word, a patient tone, or a simple act of care can lift someone who feels invisible. Sometimes the smallest gesture, a smile, a helping hand, a moment of listening can remind someone that they still matter. And that's powerful because being seen and valued is something every human heart longs for. But kindness isn't just about how you treat others. It's also about how you treat yourself. Many people are kind to the world but cruel to themselves. They forgive others quickly yet carry their own mistakes for years. True kindness begins inside. Speak gently to yourself. Encourage yourself. Treat yourself with the same compassion you offer to your friends. When you do that, kindness flows naturally outward. Kindness also teaches humility. It reminds you that every person, no matter their background, deserves respect. You never know how far a little bit of warmth can travel. Maybe your encouragement today becomes someone's courage tomorrow. Maybe your smile becomes someone's reason to keep going. Kindness multiplies. It always returns in some form, often when you least expect it. In The Art of Happiness, the Dalai Lama said that our prime purpose in this life is to help others. And if we can't help them, at least not to harm them. That simple philosophy can guide an entire life. You don't have to do grand things to make a difference. Small daily acts done with a pure heart are enough. Hold the door open. Say thank you. Offer your seat. Compliment sincerely. These moments are tiny threads that quietly hold humanity together. Kindness also brings peace. When you're kind, you release the need to compete, to prove, to win. You realize that helping others doesn't make you smaller. It makes you stronger. It shifts your focus from what you lack to what you can give. And that shift fills your heart with a deeper kind of contentment, one that outlasts success or praise. The truth is, the world doesn't need more critics. It needs more encouragers. It needs more people who believe in the good in others. It needs more light in dark places, and that light can begin with you. So work on kindness every day, not just when it's easy, but especially when it's hard. Be kind to the rude, the tired, the broken, and the lost. Be kind even when no one is watching, because kindness is not a performance. It's a reflection of who you are. And remember, long after people forget your words or your achievements, they will remember how you made them feel. That's the legacy of kindness. It's the soft echo that stays in hearts long after you're gone. The gentle proof that goodness still exists, and that one person's kindness really can make the world a little brighter.